So what can you tell us about your transition into the new building?
So far it's been really good. We've had a lot of positive feedback just on the facility. I think that in some of our animals we can tell that they're kind of enjoying it a lot more, less anxiety. The boarding part of it has been really nice. The animals are getting outside, getting to go for more walks frequently, and just overall it's been able to provide a lot better service to people.
What new features does your building have?
Yeah, we've been able to increase our exam rooms. We now have 3 full exam rooms here, so that we can get patients and their owners into a room quicker, so they don't have to wait out in the lobby, where they can potentially, some animals don't like to interact with other animals, kind of keeps them a little bit separated so there's not any aggression issues there. We've also been able to add a fenced walking area for all of our either boarded pets or any hospitalized animals. We added kind of a strictly hospitalized animal area so that any animal that comes in here to have surgery or maybe is sick, we can easily see them through a glass window, be able to keep better tabs on them, just be able to observe them a lot closer than we would have been able to in our last facility. We also have kind of a nice treatment area that just allows for more dental procedures. A lot of our pets have a lot of dental disease that can impact their lots of their health, kidneys and heart function. So being able to either clean those teeth, if we need to extract any teeth, we now have a better facility to be able to just provide that service and that benefit to that pet.
With spring coming up, what are some of the best ways we can protect our pets against fleas and ticks?
There are a lot of good ways to look at protecting our pets from the fleas and ticks. First off is just kind of thinking about the environment that they live in. Some animals are definitely more prone to fleas and ticks than others. When we talk about ticks, they're primarily going to be in grassy, wooded areas. However, we are seeing slowly an increase in the number of Lyme's cases in our area. And so some pets that really don't even have that history can potentially still be at risk. As far as fleas are concerned, once the weather kind of starts to warm up and consistently stays warm, we're going to definitely see that the fleas start hatching. And depending on your location, if you're in, where other animals kind of walk through the yard, even wild animals, they can all be carriers for fleas. There are definitely some new and improved ways to prevent fleas and ticks out there. Several of the newer medications are actually given orally, so the pet just takes it as a pill, and then it provides 30 days of protection for your pet. And a lot of those are working a lot better than what our flea baths ever did, what our flea collars did, and even some of the topicals, they're working a lot better.
Also, with spring approaching, what else should we be thinking about with protecting our pets?
Yeah. With spring, a lot of times we start to see mosquitoes hatching. Mosquitoes are carriers in our area for heartworm disease. It only takes one bite from an infected mosquito to transmit that to your pet. And heartworms can cause anything from damage to the heart to sometimes even, just complete heart failure and death of the pet. It varies every year on how many positives we see, and I think a lot of that depends on how many mosquitoes we've had in the previous year. With that, there are preventatives that not only prevent heartworms in your pet, but also prevent a lot of the other intestinal worms that they can get. Typically, most of those are going to be given on a monthly basis, so we don't have to worry about our pet being exposed to those.
What are some of the strangest things that you've seen pets eat?
There have been a lot. Probably some of the strangest. I can remember one dog that ate a whole rope toy that was probably 1.5 feet in length, and he swallowed the whole thing. That was kind of a strange one. We've had one dog that had to go to surgery 3 times for different foreign things he had eaten. 2 of them were corn cobs that he'd love to go out in the field and eat his share of a ear of corn, and then he couldn't pass the corn cob. Another time was a toy, lots of toys and animals, bouncy balls, you name it, lots of different toys that they'll scarf up. Those have probably been some of the more memorable ones. I've seen other, not that we have seen, an x-ray of a dog that ate a butcher knife. That was kind of a impressive x-ray to see. But you name it, if you can probably think of it, there's probably been a dog out there that ate it, because some dogs just eat about anything. So we've also had cats. We had a cat eat a sewing needle the one time, and that was a little bit scary. And then thread, they tend to like more thread type things that can be pretty problematic. You wouldn't think that a piece of string or thread could cause a lot of problems, but it's actually one of the worst things for an animal to eat, and can kind of cut through those intestines sometimes. So we had a cat that ate 32 headbands and hair ties. We've had that actually a couple times, on not that many, but they tend to like different headbands and hair ties. So lots of different crazy things that sometimes we end up, hopefully they pass it, but sometimes we have to take them out of them.
Can you tell us what Cutyrrhebras are and what are their warning signs?
Sure. Cutyrrhebras are a larval stage of a fly, to where the botfly will often kind of lay their egg on an animal that burrows down into their skin, and then they kind of continue to grow in there. It's not a normal life stage of this larva, but sometimes this will happen in kittens or puppies, most commonly. A lot of times we'll see it to where an owner thinks that their kitten has a wound or a sore, and it's actually kind of the opening where that little larva is living and growing. The concerning thing is that sometimes these warbles, as you'll hear them called, they can release a toxin that can make the kitten feel very sick, and can make them just, poor doers. And so typically we do want to try to get those removed out of them. As you can imagine, it's this growing parasite, and so we want to try to get them removed out of them so that it doesn't release those toxins.
And how can people stay up to date on Bryan Area Animal Hospital?
Yeah, Brittany, we do have a Facebook page to where you can kind of follow us. We like to put up lots of pictures of puppies and kittens and just fun things. We do also have a website. And then definitely with any questions or any concerns or anything, you're always welcome to give us a call.
So thanks for having me out today, Dr. Rachel.
Oh, thank you, Brittany, for coming out. It was a pleasure.
And this is Brittany Rosendahl reporting for ABEX Community News Bryan.
Now, Brittany, you've been involved in the ABEX program for 3 months now. What are your thoughts on the program?
It's definitely helped me boost my confidence a lot. I've met so many great new people in my community that I never would have had the chance to meet otherwise. It's really just been great for me overall.
And would you recommend this for other students?
Oh, definitely. If you ever want the chance to get out in your community and really just meet new people, it's a great opportunity to do that.
And Ann, we want to thank you so much for being one of the sponsors, Spangler Candy being the sponsors of this program. What are your thoughts on the program?
Well, it's great to see the young people out doing stuff that gets them involved in the community.
Well, thank you so much for your time.
Well, you're welcome. Thank you.